could it be argued that there is a similar strategic value in the defence of the Hook as there was in a different way at Kapyong, because both actions denied the Chinese opportunity to get toward Seoul?
Yes, but the terrain's very different.
Yeah. So let's move on to the battle. Did the Battle of Samoshon or the Battle of the Hook, did it have a name did it just occur, or was there a deliberate sort of operation name for what you were doing at the time, or was that an extended period of defence? So, like, for example, Operation FAUNA was a platoon. It was a company attack for a snatch patrol. Was there a similar name like Operation something for? No. And do you prefer to call it the Battle of the Hook or the Battle of the Samoshon River?
The Hook.
The Hook. And talk us through what happened. Well, for a start, let's go back
to the Samoshon River, just to
yeah.
explain that. Everything I'm explaining or trying to explain to you is taking place on a ridge line that wide.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
And it's going down and round the corner in a hook.
Yeah.
How Samoshon gets into it is that the Samoshon River flows down to the right.
Okay.
Right.
On the outside of the Hook.
On the outside of the Hook.
Right, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
near the main line of resistance.
It's an adjacent feature rather than having any particular significance.
The Samoshon Valley was there.
Right.
The river flowed down the middle of the valley.
So we're on the Hook. What indication did you have that there was likely to be an imminent Chinese attack?
Increased radio talk.
Increased radio talk. Were you receiving that, or was that from the intelligence?
Well, it was. We were receiving it in the battalion headquarters.
Yeah, and so they were monitoring it in.
Sorry.
That they had capacity to monitor the Chinese traffic.
Oh yeah.
Was there? I imagine there was Chinese interpreters, or were they just looking at frequency of traffic?
There were Chinese. I'm sure there were Chinese interpreters. Not many. Not many.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah, and what about artillery or registering the fires?
Well, the artillery. I said there was an increase in radio communication. There was also a massive increase in artillery and mortars.
On your position?
On the. You read that article of mine, you'll see the number of rounds. Can't just quite remember them now.
Yeah.
But you'll see the number of rounds that fell on our position.
Yeah.
Well, cripes, you couldn't walk around.
Yeah. So, again, back to some earlier questions I asked before. What were you eating and where were you eating it during this time?
In the bunkers.
In the bunkers, and you were on hardtack rations?
Yes.
Yeah, right. Were you able to light any fires for a brew, no brews?
No, we used, what do they call those things?
Hexamine?
Yeah, hexamine. Yeah. Hexamine tablets, yeah.
Okay. What sort of ammunition resupply did you have on the position? Did you have a magazine somewhere nearby?
No, it was there weren't piles of ammunition around any of the positions. They were carried up by, we used to call them noggies.
Oh, right.
They were the Korean fellows that non-soldiers,
right,
who would carry up all the supplies of water, food, and ammunition.
You mentioned earlier, a previous day, that some part of the role that you were doing, the battalion was doing in that time, was training a
training
what did you call them? Korean, like
catcoms.
catcoms.
KATCOMS.
Yeah.
Koreans attached to the Commonwealth Division.
And did these catcoms participate in the Battle of the Hook?
Yeah, they were in our each platoon in a company had 6 of them.
And so they were in effect just another rifleman.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they were as good.
Went out on patrol, did everything.
And as good as in their weight, as good as in Australia,
they weren't bad.
more or less. I mean,
They weren't.
A valued member of the team.
They were all right. I wouldn't say they were hot shots.
Yeah.
But they're pretty good.
And so you got the increased rate of artillery and radio traffic. What time was the battle joined? Did the attack come? Was it night time or daytime?
7 o'clock at night.
And then from 7 o'clock at night on 24th, we're talking, is that right?
I've got to work backwards. The last night on the Hook was no fire.
Right.
Finished on the 27th, so that means the 26th was no fire.
Right, so 26th, 27th was no fire.
Yeah.
25th, 26th was fire, and the night 24th, 25th.
Yeah, and the night 24th, 25th was the first night, and I believe that was the heaviest fighting.
What type of attack came? Was it just a
mass attack?
Like a literally, as the name would suggest, a human wave attack?
Yeah.
And how was it? One echelon of people attacking. How many people deep were they in some sort of formation? What was it? A battalion or more?
In extended line.
Right. Over what distance? A couple of hundred meters?
Yeah.
600 meters?
They were closer together than that.
So they're probably about 2 or 3 yards between each person? Or
Something like that.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. And you're looking at about, 500 to 1,000 people? How many?
Well, they estimated that it was 8 battalions.
At one time?
No, right. Because they were forming up in the distance.
Right. So there could have been, for example, up to 2,000 people attacking at a time.
Yeah.
Easily.
Yeah. Easily.
Yeah. And how many human wave attacks can you recall occurred, if you can differentiate them?
About 3 or 4.
And is it on the night of the 24th, 25th of July? How many of these attacks would have taken place? About 3 or 4.
Yeah.
And what interval was there between each attack? A couple of hours?
No. They were closer than that.
Yeah.
The first one get off just after 7, and all firing ceased by about 11.
Right. That was there. They were done for the night.
That was it. They were done for the night. Mm.
Was there? There's talk of earlier battles where they used bugles to marshal people, but also
they used bugles on ours.
Yeah. Was that to intimidate you or to marshal them? Or
no,
both?
that's their methodology for communications.
Did they have any? I mean, I guess night timers wouldn't be so useful, but did they have any sort of flags or markers that they would use to?
No, not that I saw.
Yeah.
It was mainly whistles.
Whistles, right.
Whistles and bugles.
Were the people who were attacking silent, or were they?
Oh no, they're all blown.
Were they?
No, these bloody whistles.
Okay, so individually, right?
Yep. Yeah.
And was that
not everyone had it?
Right. Could you hear the Chinese talking?
No, I personally didn't.
Yeah.
And when you got a mass attack like that, and they're firing all sorts of weapons, including a lot of automatic weapons.
Your mind's elsewhere.
Right. You keep your head down.
Yeah, sure. At what point did the Australian artillery or the New Zealand artillery start to respond to this?
Not long after the attack started, and you really knew it was starting with the bugles blowing.
The New Zealand artillery was falling on trying to concentrate on where the attack was itself.
Absolutely.
Right. Yep.
It concentrated initially on trying to pick up the FUP.
You're right. Yep.
And we got it.
Yeah.
And it was one of the reasons for the success that we had was that on the second night, the Chinese didn't change their FUP.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Bad mistake.
Big mistake.
Big mistake.
Yeah.
Didn't change it.
Yeah.
So they've all formed up merrily where they formed up the night before.
Yeah.
And bingo, we
Wow.
just pummeled them.
So the second night, was the intensity of the second night perhaps impacted by your capacity or the Australian New Zealand's capacity to target their FUP?
Oh, there's no doubt about it. The artillery, see, they fired airburst,
Right.
and it was just lethal.